I realized that even kind of I've been sitting on kind of a board, and I notice that even when I make decisions about kind of people stuff, my first place I go is, well, let's talk about what's going on with that person. And I've had someone who's took over for me as chair, and their first thing was, let's talk about policy. What's our policy in place?
Right.
And I'm like, yeah, but you're missing out on this person, and it's a small organization, and we really got to care about the people. And they're like, policy. And I'm not a fan of that approach. So that would be a very strong T approach. Although what was interesting was in that organization, they're all Fs. It's a nonprofit, okay? And so I was actually more T than they were. And so it was even more like cleared. So I'm an F, but I'm closer to the middle is where I think I probably stand, which is what what I love about the report is it shows you kind of slight or moderate or clear or very clear. And I'm a slight. So I'm an F, but I can do the T thing is what this tells me.
Fair enough. So just to be very clear on what the quantities that we're talking about, it's measuring how clearly you prefer something. So you have a slight preference for one side. And I often see clients who have a slight preference may be on the fence about which one they are. And I really like how you said that you first defaulted to the person and their individual circumstances. And when we spoke about this before, one of the things you had said was that maybe the approach you prefer that's more comfortable and natural for you is where you'd like to be, but maybe that wasn't working as well for you, so you kind of deviated to the other side.
Yeah.
And so what we might see is, depending on your life circumstances or what you have going on or what you've always been told you're supposed to do, you may answer questions differently. And so this actually gets a little bit into Isaac's question. Maybe this is a good point for that, but what we see is that based on the theory, type doesn't change because it's your preferences. Your preferences are innate and inborn, and they're not going to change. You're never going to change hands that you write with, most likely. What may change is your circumstances, and so you might answer the questions differently. And so that might explain why some of your audience may have taken it and gotten two different results, or maybe confused on one of the different letters.